By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do when it comes to generating your leads online for free using social media. We'll get right into it. So firstly, this video is going to be for realtors who know that social media is a powerful tool to leverage to start getting in consistent lead flow, but the challenge is a lot of realtors aren't really sure where to start and they don't want to get left behind. You know, they know of those new realtors coming into the game who are getting leads with TikTok, Instagram, social media in general, and they just don't know what to do, right? So I'm here to give you some clarity on that in today's video. This video is also for realtors who are already on social media but want to supercharge their strategies to get more leads, seller leads, buyer leads, and so forth. This is also for the realtors who just like to put up a bunch of just sold listings and posts on Facebook, Instagram, and so forth. Stop doing that. Nobody really cares to see that. We'll talk about a couple things that you can do instead that are actually going to provide some value and get you some leads as well. If you don't know me, my name is Aaron Chandra. I'm the founder of Lead Gen Pros. We help realtors run paid ads to get them more listings. Now, back to the video. So first things first, step number one, what you're going to do is you're going to create a YouTube channel specifically, and you're going to focus on what we call long form content. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about what this strategy is, but this is actually what I do personally for my own channel, and I've seen tremendous success with it despite having a very small channel with less than 500 subscribers. And you can do the same thing. So don't think that you need a massive following, because that's a common misconception, and you absolutely do not to see success with social media. So why YouTube? YouTube is owned by Google, which you probably already know, but as a result, YouTube is a search engine. So people are actively going to be searching for information about the market that you're practicing real estate in. And these people are already in a buying mood, or they're already information or solution aware, meaning they're already in the market to buy a home and they're already doing research, right? This is going to be different than the prospects you're going to find over on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Which also means for you, because this is search focused, right? People are searching for this information. It's going to be a lot easier to gain traction when you compare this to platforms like TikTok and Instagram, especially, that are a lot more focused on just being engaging to get views, right? And the difference here as well is that on YouTube, you can make what's called long form content. So that's like content that you're watching in this video right now, where traditionally you can use this to provide value in some way, shape, or form. Some examples I'm going to show you throughout this video are going to include things like, hey, 5 things that you need to know before you move into Calgary, the pros and cons of living in X city, don't move to Y city before watching this video, right? These are long form videos where you're kind of talking to the camera, providing some feedback, your opinion, your experience, your expertise in your local market as to why somebody should move there or somebody should not move there, right? Things that somebody would possibly search for if they're considering coming to your area, right? And the main reason you're going to want to do this is because by creating long form content like this, you're going to be providing value to your potential clients so they can begin to know, like, and trust you, right? So that's step number one of this process here. Now, step number 2 is, as you're actually filming this content, right? And just as a total side note, you don't have to be fancy with it, right? Like, you don't need a camera or anything. I'm using my webcam. For software, I'm using Ecamm Live, and I'm just literally recording my screen talking about stuff, right? So don't overthink it. Don't think that you need to get a fancy camera, a mic, or any of those things. Just use what you have today. It's more important to get the content out there than to get stuck in analysis paralysis, right? Just thought I'd add that in there. Now, step number 2, you're going to want to repurpose this content into short form content. So one of the main reasons we want to be on social media is it's a great way to build leverage, meaning you can make the content once and people can essentially watch it infinite times, right? So why not take that strategy one step further? You can find an editor on a platform like Fiverr, and I'll show you a couple examples here in a second. You can have them chop up this content that you're making on long form YouTube already and cut it up into smaller clips that you can repost on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And this is just a great way to just repurpose the content because you've already filmed it. Why not use it for other platforms, right? Now, this is a really important distinguishing fact here that I think a lot of realtors get confused on. Now, short form content really, in most cases, is not going to provide a huge ROI unless you have a massive following, right? But for the smaller creators like me and maybe yourself if you're a small time creator, what it is great for is building your following on your short form platforms so you can funnel this traffic back to YouTube, right? So funnel this traffic back to your long form YouTube channel so they can get in your ecosystem and get accustomed to watching your content, right? Because the long form content is where you're actually going to build the trust and rapport with many of these prospects. And the more of the content that they actually watch, the more they're going to know, like, and trust you. And if you're lazy like me and you don't want to edit your own content, all you need to do is head over to Fiverr, Fiverr. You can search something like short form editor, and you'll find a bunch of different people doing edits for like 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks a video. On the short form side, you're going to pay a little bit more if they're editing your YouTube videos, but it's absolutely a great place to start for sure. So here's step number 3. This is the part that most realtors miss, and as a result, they don't see traction with organic long-form content, right? So the key piece of info that almost everybody misses is that you need a lead magnet and you need to start collecting your client info, right? You may have heard people talking about what lead magnets are and so forth, and I'm going to give you a couple examples of this today. But a lead magnet is something that has actual value and that people actually want. And I have an example of this here, I'll show you in a second here, right? But a lead magnet basically is something that your prospective viewer is actually going to want, to the point where they're going to give you their name, email, and phone number so you can send it over to them. So for me, for example, I make video content for realtors because we do real estate marketing. So I put together a 55-page ebook that goes over how realtors can close an extra 1 to 2 deals every single month with 11 proven tactics. Right, it's a PDF guide. They enter their name, email, phone number, and then as a result, I now have their contact info, so I can send them more valuable content through email. So they're consuming my content, they're in my ecosystem. So that's going to help build trust and rapport. So by the time I reach out to them, they're like, "Oh yeah, Aaron, I've seen your videos," right? So that's what you're going to want to do with your prospects as well. So examples of what this is, things like checklists, your home buying checklist, your moving day checklist, you're thinking of selling your home checklist. Here are the 6 things you need to do. Seller's guides, obviously, so how to increase the value of your home before selling, how to sell your home in X time, any templates or tutorials, right? Or, how to stage your home, anything that you think your prospective buyer or seller, your client, they might need, create a resource around it, right? And don't gatekeep any info, which is one thing I think a lot of people do, where it's like they want to give information away, but they don't want to give all the information away. And really what you should do, you should make your content valuable, right? To the point where it gets somebody thinking like, man, if this guy's going to give all this information away for free, what does it actually look like if I pay this guy, right? What is his paid content going to look like, right? So you're going to want to provide a ton of value up front so you get your prospects into that mood, right? Or into that line of thinking. So I showed you an example of what my lead magnet looked like there. And all you're going to do is anytime you make long form content, you just mention that your lead magnet basically, right? So either at the beginning of your video, the middle of it like I did this time, or at the end of your long form content. And the goal here is to funnel people into your email list where you can send them more content on some of the things that are going to provide value, right? So here's an example of my email list, right? I call it the Magic Lantern sequence based off Sell Like Crazy from Sabri Subi, if you've read that. But basically, I have a bunch of different emails. You'll see a value template. I have these Facebook ad templates, like more Facebook ad templates, a 52-week drip campaign I give you, how to use ChatGPT in your business. If you're selling pre-construction, how do you get more pre-construction leads? Here's a drip campaign for realtors, right? Just a bunch of things that are going to provide value to your prospective viewer, right? It's going to continue to build trust and nurture that relationship to them so that when you do have a call to action, like, hey, book in a call with me, they're going to feel like they already know and trust you, right? Compared to somebody whose ad they just saw on Facebook who they have no trust or rapport with. So as a quick recap, 3 simple steps, right? This is the formula. This is like super condensed, but this is essentially in a nutshell what you should be doing or what you should be thinking about when it comes to building an audience. So again, number 1, create valuable long form content. That's a video like what you're watching right now, basically. Number 2, chop up this content, get an editor on Fiverr to do that for you, pay them 10, 20 bucks a video, start to build out short form content. All the viewers that you get from that channel, funnel them back to YouTube where you are making your long form educational content. On these YouTube videos, you're going to create lead magnets, mention them in your videos so you can start to collect client info, their names, emails, phone numbers, and so forth, so you can start to contact these people. So instead of just having viewers, you're going to take those viewers and you're going to convert them into possible clients. And this is one of those really key things that most people miss out on, and they just get views, which is cool, but we don't really care about views, right? How can you convert those views into paying customers, right? And the last thing I want to mention is that the reason this strategy is so powerful is because that these leads are going to be some of the hottest leads that you deal with, because they may have already made a decision to work with you because of all the content and all the value you've provided, right? And speaking from experience, this has happened to me a handful of times too, where we offer free 15-minute social media audits. So I'll jump on a call with somebody and they'll be like, oh wow, like it's actually you, you're the guy from YouTube, right? And it's like, man, I have 500 subscribers, I'm small time, right? But people have that connotation because of all the value that you've provided for them, right? Now hopefully you enjoyed this video. Just as a call to action, I drink my own Kool-Aid, right? I'm doing what I'm telling you guys to do. So if you want to learn how you can get more listings guaranteed, you can click the link in the description, check out a free 10-minute training that I put together on how you can use what we call the Know, Like, Trust framework so you can get more listings. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.